How you doing today? Hope you're very well. Today I want to talk about stress, anxiety, overwhelm, whatever you might want to name it. It's real, right? And I think in today's day and age, perhaps it's more paramount, perhaps there's more of it. Personally, I go through it often. I have anxiety. Never realized I was a guy with anxiety until recently. I had these anxiety attacks. This was a few years ago now. And I went to the doctor and they did checks and everything on me, and they said, maybe it's just anxiety. And I said, what? I don't have anxiety. I really didn't think I would be that sort of person. But most of us do suffer with anxiety. Most of us do live with higher levels of stress than perhaps we need to in this day and age. And it could be whether you're self-employed, you run your own business, or whether you work for somebody. There's a lot of expectations that we put on ourselves, and there's a lot of expectations that others through that work environment put on us as well. And that creates this huge amount of stress, this huge amount of anxiety, and this huge amount of overwhelm in our systems. And it can be hard to manage. And if we don't have the tools to manage that, what I found myself, it will lead to burnout. It will put us in a hole, which isn't great. And we don't want to get there. So we need to create some tools to get us out of there. And I think outside our occupations, outside our work, there is all this, in this digital age, there is this higher level of overwhelm that's been put on our plate, this constant bombardment of information. I mean, how many freaking messaging apps are there these days? How many messaging apps are there that we need to stay on top of? I can tell you, in my circle of occupation and friends, there's probably 10 where people try to connect with each other. I've got to set boundaries for myself, and I want to talk about boundaries because I think boundaries are particularly important in this day and age for really trying to reduce that stress and anxiety in our lives and the overwhelm. But I'll talk about that another day. Today I want to talk about some tools that I do that help me manage my stress and anxiety. And I always find this. I went away recently, just last weekend, for a few days, almost a week really, 5 days I think it was in total. And I've experienced this time and time again where when I go away, my routines obviously shift. And I'm a person that loves my routine. I thrive on routine. And when I break that, my whole system goes out of order. My emotions get thrown out. My moods get thrown out. I don't do my regular morning and evening routines generally. So that break of routine, coming back from that, I feel this high level of stress and anxiety. And that's what I felt recently coming back from my trip to Cairns. I had this high level of stress and anxiety, and it's just funny how the brain works in a different way. So fortunately, I have these tools that I know to use now, because if I didn't have them, that would have lasted and carried through my days this week a lot longer. But I managed to hit the nail on the head pretty quickly. And it's through just a couple of activities that I think are really important. And number one, and I've talked about these, of course, but number one is meditation. For me, something about sitting there for 15 minutes in deep breathing exercise or in the mindfulness meditation posture, just doing that for 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening, or at least once a day for 10 minutes even, can really help bring you back into a level head and calmness. So for me, that's one really good thing you can do. The other thing I think is really important is planning. Rather than running into the overwhelm and into the chaos of every day, which often is what I've done in the past, giving myself some time just to plan. And this might be a daily thing, like where you just sit down in the morning, have a cup of coffee, get your notes in front of you, come up with a bit of a plan of attack for the day. It might be doing that for the week ahead, sitting down on a Sunday afternoon, because I know a lot of people feel high levels of stress and anxiety on a Monday, and that's because they've had that break of routine over the weekend, and then they're jumping straight back into it Monday. So if you give yourself that time a Sunday afternoon or a Monday morning to just do a bit of planning, that will really help too. So I think those are a couple of things that are really important. The other thing, or two more things really that I think are really important, is exercise. I think, just doing some physical exercise for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it might be, going for a walk outdoors, doing some yoga, a swim, playing a game of tennis, whatever it is for you, they're just the things that I sort of do. But if you do that, it will release some energy and create this higher level of emotional energy as well. And that'll make you feel more confident and less anxious about the days ahead as well. Finally, I think one, and this is one I don't know, I think I get it right most of the times, but having a bit of fun. Sometimes I take life too seriously, and I think it's okay just to let loose and have a little bit of fun. Finding that outlet that for you is a bit of fun, and that might be, going to socialize with some friends. It might be watching a favorite episode of yours, maybe a comedy series, something like that, that just lightens the mood a bit, takes the edge off that serious reality that we sometimes live into, and just relaxing a little bit as well. So those are a few things that certainly helped me and do help me continually move through stress and anxiety and overwhelm. I'm going to talk more about boundaries later on, but I hope those things help you. I know we all deal with stress and anxiety. Would love to hear what you do to help reduce your stress and anxiety in life. Comment below. Otherwise, we'll see you soon. Have a great day.